Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And started out as lots of sunshine this morning, turned into lots of clouds in our afternoon hours and some scattered showers, especially around the foothills of the Wenatchee Valley. And of course, to our north, some showers up around Leavenworth and points north there. This is looking at Lake Chelan, and you can see a little bit of cloudiness there and some scattered shower activity. All in all, though, not a bad late June day today with very mild temperatures. But all this cloudiness, yeah, it means something. It means an area of low pressure is moving in, and that means thunderstorms in our forecast. Widespread thunderstorms are predicted for Wednesday. We have it likely here in the Wenatchee area. It's more likely, though, in the eastern third of Washington, where we could even see some hail, gusty winds, and some dangerous lightning at times. So we are definitely going to keep our eye on that Wednesday, and it could spill over into Thursday as well. More on that pending storm system coming up in our weather forecast a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A decision on whether to prosecute the owner of a dog found shot 3 times near Beehive Reservoir will likely be made by a prosecutor from outside the area. And a bridge project on Blewett Pass near Swak Creek Campground means flagger-controlled delays of up to 20 minutes this week for motorists. But first, we begin tonight. A final report has been issued in connection with an outside review of the East Wenatchee Police Department, and the findings are eye-opening. NCWLIFE senior correspondent Steve Hare reports.
A highly critical report obtained by NCWLIFE News through a public records request follows an independent review of the police department requested by Chief Randy Harrison, Mayor Steve Lacey, and the Police Officers Union. Harrison and his assistant chief Ray Coble are accused of mismanagement by the union, and they've received a vote of no confidence by its membership. The review was conducted through the Washington State Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs and the Loaned Executive Management Assistance Program, or LEMAP. The report's findings appear to substantiate some of the union's concerns. The report also identifies a lack of top-down communication as a major grievance. The report says most officers and sergeants are frustrated by the infrequent presence of both the chief and assistant chief due to their offices being located outside of the headquarters building and in an adjoining house. The review panel found problems with various department functions, including outdated record keeping. The report states the LEMAP team discovered considerable inefficiencies and underutilization of technologies, which is hindering the department and creating considerable work. The report also cited training as a significant vulnerability. In its words, because the agency does not have an actual or authentic training program, end quote. 79-page report provides an assessment of all facets of the police department and a set of recommendations for improving the functions of the department and morale. Meanwhile, the report said the department has experienced significant turmoil over the past year, resulting from an internal investigation where a sergeant was eventually provided with a letter of reprimand. The LEMAP report says, quoting here, "The current dispute between labor and management has created significant fracture within the department, particularly within the bargaining unit. Officers and sergeants are not united with their complaints about management, and the fracture across all strata of the department needs to be resolved if the department is to move forward. Leadership on both sides, according to the report, will be fundamental to resolving the conflict." Steve Hare, NCWLIFE News.
A decision on whether to prosecute the owner of a dog found shot 3 times near Beehive Reservoir will likely be made by a prosecutor from outside the area. That, according to Chelan County Prosecutor Doug Shea. The person who shot the dog is an unidentified employee of Chelan County. The dog, a pit bull terrier mix named Louie, survived his injuries and has undergone surgeries to remove bullets from his head and shoulder. Wenatchee police completed their investigation Friday and turned over their report to Shea's office. That, according to Edgar Reinfeld of the Wenatchee Police Department. Shea said he received that report Monday and is now looking for other prosecutors' office to make a determination on charges. Louie was found June 5th off Mission Ridge Road. The owner came forward the next day, saying the dog had become vicious in recent months and attacked multiple family members. A bridge project on Blewett Pass near Swak Creek Campground means Flagger-controlled delays of up to 20 minutes this week for motorists. The Washington State Department of Transportation had hoped to have a bypass lane open by today, but that won't happen until tomorrow, when speed limits will be reduced to 50 miles per hour as vehicles move into the bypass lane. WashDOT is replacing an old culvert with the bridge as part of the $4.5 million project. The state says the culvert, which was rather overrun by record runoff in 2011, has been a barrier to salmon and to trout. Eastmont High School graduate Stephanie Grisham has been named as the new press secretary and communications director for President Trump. Grisham, then Stephanie Allen, graduated from Eastmont in 1994. She'd been involved in politics, Republican politics, for more than a decade, starting in Arizona. She joined Trump's presidential campaign in 2015 and was deputy press secretary for Sean Spicer before moving to the First Lady's office, where she's been communications director for Melania Trump the past 2 years. She replaces Sarah Sanders as the president's press secretary and Bill Shine as communications director. Coming up next, the city of Wenatchee will be updating its sign code, and is holding an open house tonight to see what residents would like to see. In an effort to help Grant County residents prepare for wildfires and other natural disasters, Molina Healthcare of Washington is partnering with local organizations to host 2 wildfire preparedness events to kick off this summer. And facing a moderate to severe tussock moth outbreak this summer, forest staff worked with a local aviation company to treat just over 5,000 acres in high-use recreation areas. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Welcome back. In other news, the city of Wenatchee will be updating its sign code. It is holding an open house tonight to see what residents would like to see or not see. The city says the new code will strive to be more user-friendly, respectful of this historic downtown area, and generally improve the appearance of neighborhoods. The open house on the second floor of City Hall from 5:30 to 7 p.m. will include a survey on where new pole signs should be allowed and how new types of digital and video signs should be addressed. Well, in an effort to help Grant County residents prepare for wildfires and other natural disasters, Molina Healthcare of Washington is partnering with local organizations to host 2 wildfire preparedness events to kick off this summer. The first event, in partnership with Moses Lake Community Health Center and the Moses Lake Public Library, takes place tomorrow at the library from 4 to 7 p.m. The second event, in partnership with Quincy Community Health Center, takes place at that health center, and that one's Thursday, also from 4 to 7 p.m. The organizations will provide educational materials on fire safety, reusable bags, hand sanitizers, bandage dispensers, and N95 certified face masks for the whole family. Well, facing a moderate to severe tussock moth outbreak this summer, Forest Service staff worked with local aviation company to treat just over 5,000 acres in high-use recreation areas in the Methow Valley, Lake Wenatchee, and Blewett Pass areas with a natural biocontrol to minimize public safety issues and sustain public access. All aerial treatments are complete now for 2019, and forest officials will continue to monitor these treated areas as well as non-treated backcountry areas as the outbreak develops. Long-term forecast managers will continue to utilize restoration tools such as thinning and prescribed fire to increase forest health and resilience to disease and insect outbreaks such as that tussock moth. The last severe outbreak in Washington occurred from 1999 to 2002, with more than 45,000 acres defoliated. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Only one dealership in Wenatchee has Motor Trend's SUV of the Year and Truck of the Year. That's right, Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has the all-new Jeep Wrangler and the all-new Ram 1500 pickup. Or get the best of both worlds in the new Jeep Gladiator. Visit Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today for more information on these award winners and see why there's no reason to leave town to buy your next vehicle.
The best pizza in the known universe is right here in downtown Chelan, so come on up. For the best locally crafted beer and barbecue in Chelan, come on up.
For the best down-home scratch country cooking in north central Washington, you'll find it in Manson. Come on up.
Come on up.
Come on up.
Come on up.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Chelan and Douglas counties could take advantage of a new state law that enables local government to use sales tax dollars for homeless housing projects. Commissioners met in joint session on Monday to discuss House Bill 1406 and how it could be used to address affordable housing issues in this area. Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay explains.
What this would do is this would create an additional revenue stream for the county, which is dollars that are already paid by the citizens, so it's not a new tax. It's just a remittance back on part of the state portion. The caveat to that is it would be off of the aggregate sales tax from 2019. And so whatever that 0.014% of that aggregate 2019 sales tax would be for the county would then be the amount that they would remit back to us. And so this sunsets in 20 years. And so it's not something that is going to be based upon, each year. It's just going to be based upon those totals for 2019, and that's what would be remitted back to the county for that purpose.
Overbay says the program can also help with low-income rental assistance.
One of the things that the state has gone away from on the Commerce with their CHG grant, their Consolidated Housing Grant, is they've taken a lot of the prevention dollars away. And that's one of the things that both Commissioner Straub and myself were very passionate about advocating for, is keeping those prevention dollars in place with the flexible funding for the county on the short-term prevention piece, so that we can keep people in their homes and not having them go through an eviction process and then become part of the overall homeless problem. And so those prevention dollars are very important. And it's one of those things where it might be somebody who their car breaks down, they're living right paycheck to paycheck, and they need to have that little boost for that month. And so the ability to go ahead and provide that rental assistance for that month so to keep them on their feet.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. And before we get into those details, let's take a beautiful look outside our weather window up to the Chelan Valley today and the Lake Chelan, and some clouds hanging around. Boy, those clouds really moved in around noontime, didn't they? This morning we had lots of blue sky out there, but now cloudy skies throughout the area, but a beautiful shot at Lake Chelan. Today's high temperatures, a lot like yesterday. In fact, almost exactly unofficially this afternoon, we topped off at Pangbourne Airport at 76 degrees, and that is just like yesterday. That was our official high temperature yesterday as well. 53 our overnight low, 57 is where we should be. Our normal high temperature now is at 81 degrees. Look at that record high, 101 degrees set back in 1992. Our record low was 43, and that was set in 1976. Sunrise this morning at 5:05, and the sun will set tonight at 9:02. Now let's get this surface loop in motion and show you this rainy weather that we expect over the next couple of days, and it's all fueled by this area of low pressure just off the Oregon and Washington coast that will continue to throw clouds our direction. And as we move through tonight with mostly cloudy skies and a light northwest breeze, we will jump that chance for rain shower activity to 60% during the day tomorrow, 70% for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night. Look at all of these lightning icons throughout the inland northwest. Boy, we are really hoping we don't see lightning, and if we do, let's just get a lot of rain with that, right? Maybe some wind too as we move into Thursday. Mostly cloudy skies. That'll go down to a 40% chance for showers and thunderstorms, even though a lot of Washington is showing some blue, which does indicate rainy weather, and that could translate into kind of a rainy Friday too. Partly cloudy skies as we end our work week. A 40% chance of showers, and we will be below normal, about 5 to 10 degrees on Friday, but things get very much better, way better, I should say, as we move into the upcoming weekend. Saturday, mostly sunny skies. We will enjoy mild temperatures on Saturday and light winds, and after all the wind that we've had, that'll be nice. Sunday, even warmer with sunny skies, and then we go to above normal temperatures as we move into the end of the weekend, and especially as we move into Monday with mostly sunny skies, high temperatures throughout most of north central Washington on Monday into the middle 80s. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune 7-day forecast. Tonight will drop down to 55 degrees, 77 degrees for your high temperature on Wednesday. But boy, keep your eye on the sky tomorrow if you do have outdoor plans for thunder and lightning. We could see torrential rain and downpours with some of these thunderstorms as well. And then a 40% chance for rain on both Thursday and for Friday. And notice a slow warm up, 73 Friday, up to 77 as we kick our weekend off on Saturday. Sunny and warmer Sunday. And then by Monday, mostly sunny and warm with a high temperature then of 85 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
I told Mr. Nielsen about Simon. He's the best doctor because I like the medicines like he gives me.
He asks like more questions, and that's why I feel like he's more interested in the health. For me, it means a lot. That means he really cares about, about him.
I like you, Simon, and you're my best friend.
Hi everyone, this is Brent Crowder. After 13 years with the Town Auto Group, I have returned home to Town Toyota where it all started. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, let me help you find the right one at the right price. Toyota is reliable and trustworthy, and you can count on me to be the same. When it comes to buying your next car, you can't go wrong with Toyota and Crowder. Ask for Brent at Town Toyota or call me now at 888-5000.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. While Chinook fishing, well, any kind of salmon fishing won't happen on the Columbia River this summer, it seems anglers have found another source in Lake Chelan. Watching social media, it appeared Lake Chelan had become a hotbed for finding king salmon. That's not necessarily the case, according to the Department of Fish and Wildlife biologist Travis Maitland, but he does say the number of fish have improved.
We are seeing more. I don't know if we're really seeing a boom in the fishery right now. It definitely has been a nice increase. What we're seeing in the fishery is very indicative of an increase in the population. We're seeing a lot more fish being caught on all types of gear. We're seeing more fish being caught on kokanee gear, as well as more people actually actively targeting Chinook as the word kind of spread about this.
Now, Maitland says the fish we're seeing today are the result of a robust broodstock program decades ago rather than anything more recent.
From 1974 up until 1993, the Chinook were reared and released from 2 net pens located at Cove Marina and at 25 Mile Creek on the lake. When the program was operated in that manner, we were able to grow the fish past the smolt stage and to a much larger size. That dramatically increased their survival and also prevented them from having the urge to immigrate downstream, and in effect, it residualized them or created them as a landlocked stock. After 1993, the net pen operation it was discontinued due to concerns of water quality. There was some concerns of excess nutrient loading into the lake at those locations. From 1994 to 2016, the program was relegated to being reared entirely in a hatchery setting. That created some problems as far as not having enough space to rear them to a larger size. So their survival hadn't been that good since they were released in a much smaller size, and also they may not have been residualized, so they may have left the lake. So as a result, for those years, those fish had not show up in the fishery at all. And we know that because all these fish from those years had been marked, adipose fin clipped, and we creel the fishery pretty much every year, and had no angler reports of catching any of those fish. And so since that wasn't working, that program has been discontinued at this point.
We'll have more on the Chinook fishing in Chelan tomorrow with Travis Maitland right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox look to extend their 6-game winning streak with the first of 3 games in Victoria tonight. Wenatchee 7-8 in West Coast League play, 10-8 overall. The Harbor Cats are second in the North Division standings at 11-7, 1 game behind first place Bellingham. Now, these 2 teams played the opening series of the WCL season in Wenatchee in early June, with Victoria taking 2 of 3 from the Apple Sox. While Wenatchee has won 6 straight, Victoria dropped 2 of 3 games in Portland over the weekend. First pitch at Royal Athletic Park coming up at 6:35. There was only one other game in the West Coast League on Monday. Chase Watkins and 3 relievers combined on a 1-hit shutout of Yakima Valley as Corvallis posted an 11-0 victory. Watkins, a 6'4", 205-pound left-hander out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, through 6 innings, allowed no runs, 1 hit, and 7 strikeouts. The offensive damage was done by the Knights' leadoff man, Jake Holcroft. He went 4 for 5 with 3 runs and an RBI. Taking a look at the latest standings heading into today in the North, Bellingham remains first at 12-6. Victoria second, a game back at 11-7. Wenatchee 3.5 games back at 7-8. Yakima Valley slipped to 4th with last night's loss to 8-10. Port Angeles sits 5th at 7-11, while Kelowna remains in last place at 5-10. In the South Division to this point, Walla Walla has the best record in all the league, leads the South at 12-3. The expansion Ridgefield Raptors continue to impress. They're 10-5, 2 games back. Corvallis third at 9-6. Bend is 6 games back at 6-9. Portland trails by 6.5 games at 7-11. Cowlitz brings up the bottom of the South at 5-13. Here's what's on tap across the West Coast League tonight. Besides Wenatchee at Victoria, we have Kelowna Minnesota hosting Portland. Yakima Valley is at Port Angeles, and Bellingham hosts a non-league game against Highline. All those games start at 6:35. Well, the Mariners are halfway through the 2019 season and don't have a lot to show for it. General Manager Jerry DiPoto's rebuild is in full swing, and as a result, Seattle fans don't have a lot to root for. As other fans are getting online to vote for their All-Star, the only Mariner All-Star worthy of a vote doesn't play for the team anymore. He's now with the Yankees, Edwin Encarnacion. In 82 games, the Mariners are a major league worst with 83 errors. That's 20 more than second-place Baltimore. Seattle's 19th in all of baseball in hitting with a team average of .246. And strangely, the Mariners are second in the majors with 144 team home runs, 3 back of Minnesota. It's looking like the Mariner fans will have to wait till 2021 or 2022 to have a real contender to root for. Well, meanwhile, Seattle begins a 3-game interleague series with Milwaukee today. That game is underway while the Mariners trail Houston by 15.5 games in the American League West. The Brewers are just a game back of the Cubs in the National League Central. Marco Gonzalez on the mound for Seattle today, who's 8-6 with a 4.38 ERA. Zach Davies will take to the hill for the Brew Crew with a 7-1 record, a 3.06 earned run average. Again, those series games at Miller Park. No other games played in the American League West on Monday. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And we leave you tonight with a little fire engine karaoke. On Monday, Commissioner of Public Lands Hillary Franz hopped in an engine with Austin, an engine boss with the Washington State Department of Natural Resources, to talk about why we need more full-time firefighters and, to what else, sing a few songs.
Working hardest so that we have more full-time firefighters, right? In Wenatchee last year, there was a fire that's coming down, was basically breathing down on the neck of the neighborhood right in the middle of the night, and fire had hit that same area roughly in 2015. So the firefighters who were there knew where the line was held in 2015 and where it didn't. That's just the context of those little things about experience.
You know, I've been thinking about it a little bit more, and you know, this job's really stressful. We really don't have an off season as much anymore. And I think, you know, if we can get the more full-time engine captains and that stuff, hopefully it can start relieving some of this stress.
And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
NCW Life Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solely on Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCW Life, your local TV channel. Give Solely on Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
Moving doesn't have to be back-breaking, stressful work. And I don't want you to make a move that way ever again.
Traditionally, you would rent a truck. You would load up your stuff. You would rent a storage unit. You would transport it. And finally, you would unload your stuff yourself. You don't have to lift a finger. We bring the mobile storage unit to you. We drop it off. Then one of our trusted packers can load it for you. We come pick it up and store it securely for you. We bring it back to you. No hassle, no stress.
Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house, fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza. Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.